put in front of the thing, so let's get started. Hi, my name is Kay, and this is my Cave of Possibilities. I have yarny knitting stuff to the left of me, and cross stitch over here to the right, and here I am, stuck in the middle with you, and, I can't tell my left, Princess, over here. How are you? Yeah, you barfed on my bed again. I don't appreciate it. Apparently cats just barf. We've watched a lot of Jackson Galaxy and other cat experts. Is that tilted? Sec. Well, maybe we're tilted the other way. I hope you guys don't mind. Let's see. We have had a very pleasant couple of weeks of work and a lovely time with some extended family for the Thanksgiving holiday. It's always low-key. On the one side of the family that we usually see for Thanksgiving, there are, I don't know, how many? 12 plus 4? 16 total? And 4 couldn't come, so we were down to like 13. I guess that makes it 17 total. Anyway, whatever. You don't need to know all the mathy maths. Anyway, so we had a lovely time with all 13 of us. Mom and Dad, my sister and a brother and his wife and the 2 nieces, and it was a good time, and some cousins and a cat and a different cat. Anyway, we had a lovely time. I managed not to eat everything in sight, so that is a win. Let's just do the stitching first. I have been working on, as per the usual, and I'm just going to show it to you upside down because that just seems to be the best way to go with the way I have my bead cushion set up. This is Celtic Christmas. This is a lavender and lace design, and I've just been chugging away on her for a while. I had her about halfway done before I started working on her again. This past 2 weeks, I added in the rest of the very dark red to make up her dress, the gold on her collar and cuff over here, and started laying in some of her hair. So I think the next little bits that I will work on, probably the rest of her hair, get her hand and face stitched in, and then she is holding a big green wreathy something or another with candles, so I'll do that, and then she has some green wreathy looking things in her hair, so I'll do that over the next little while. I am stitching her on 28 count Nordic blue. This is from a Witchilt. 28 count over 2 with all of the called for flosses. The only change that I had made is the gold, and it called for a DMC gold of some sort or another. I don't remember what it was, and instead I'm using a petite treasure braid. I don't remember which number. I could probably look it up, but I'm not going to. My one of my knit ladies who happens to watch this says she likes seeing my project bags, and so while she's on the scroll frame and lives over here on the frame, the rest of her stuff is in this little project bag that I made. It's just those little 2.5 inch squares stitched together, and then since I can't make anything line up worth beans when I'm quilting, I purposely staggered them so they definitely would not line up. So, no corners to meet on this one. So that's the project bag that all of her accoutrement lives in. The next little project that I devoted some time to is the blue chick right here from Groovy Chicks. This is a Satsuma Street design. And this came out roundabout Nashville Market of this year. And let's see, I have finished the first half of my little Groovy Chick, as you can see there, and I am over here getting ready to work on the second half. I am using the called for linen, which I think is ice blue. I'm going to look it up and double check Zygwarts linen ice blue. Ice blue. These are a 28 count, I believe. I'm going to read the pattern again because that's just how it goes. Yeah. 28 count ice blue linen, 2/2. With most of the called for Cosmo flosses, there were 3 flosses that the quilt shop had, 3 flosses that the quilt shop did not have. So I'm using the DMCs for those items. And they're doing pretty well. I like how fun and bright this is. I happen to have a little needle minder there. That is from Clay by Kim. That's what I am working on there. I think I gave it a Saturday. I think I stitched on this most of one Saturday somewhere along the lines. And it is coming along really quite well. Excuse me, little cat. And it is living in a project bag that Mom made for me. It matches the fabric that my big ol' tote bag is made out of. Yeah, can you not stand on the things? Here, come sit on the chair. Or go there. Let's see, I felt like starting Nativity Quaker from Primrose Cottage. And so I got a start on that. I'll fold this back so you can kind of, I forgot to grab my little boards. Ooh, okay, so I kind of started in the center with Joy and then have moved off to the left. Yeah, I can't tell my left from right. Off to the left and finished up that main design and have found the left edge over there, and so my next project is headed up to find the upper left hand corner. Yep, upper left hand corner, and then I'll just kind of stitch out from there. This is a 32 count mystery linen. It's very nice. It has a great hand fill. It was in a bin of random scraps of this and that over at Stitchery Express, and so they sold it to me for a couple cents per inch. It was very inexpensive, and I stitched something else out of it so it had a cut out of it. And then I know my fabric is way too large because there's, I don't know, like 4 inches. But I knew if I tried to squeeze it down so there was only a 2-inch margin, then I would just have fabric that I couldn't use for anything. So I just let it be. Used up the whole rest of this thing. So that's kind of nice to be able to get a fabric all used up and out of stash. Okay, so 2/2 with the called for flosses. I bought the Master Floss Pack from Primrose Cottage when this was released not too long ago. So it's coming along. Did I say how nice this linen feels? I do wish I knew what it was because it is a very nice linen. And this is living in, can you move your feet? Yeah, no, you need to move your feet. This cute little bag that I purchased from Delicious Threads. She was here vending at Stitch West in October, and it was Christmassy and cute embroidery. Anyway, so I picked it up. That one's there. And then the last little thing that I gave my stitchy time to is the Colors of Water. This is for my friend Robin. Here is kind of a color picture of what it's supposed to look like when it is all done. And let's see, which way is up? So this way is up, and since I talked to you guys last, I know I finished the rest of the filigree here in this kind of green block, and then I stitched in the base in the tan for the next block, and then I've just started filling in the filigree in the black that goes over that tan block. So making some good progress there. This is a 36 count even weave So I am stitching 1/1 with the called for flosses, which are silks. They're kind of nice to stitch with. It is winter and it is very dry, so they are getting a little staticky, so I kind of have to manage them a little bit. But I'm really quite happy with the progress that is being made on this little project. And little cat, you're still standing on the thing. This is in a cute little pansy bag that Mom made for me. So that is all of my cross stitching. I gotta pause you so I can go grab my blanket. It's been about a year since you've seen the blanket, so it's time to see the blanket. And pause, go. So this is my habitation throw that you guys haven't seen for about a year, and it lives in this little tote bag since I tend to take it with me to church, and so it gets kind of a fancier project bag. Let's see. I think over here it's getting to be really quite big, and over here is where you saw it last. Yep. And I have pretty much added this whole section of the darkest, oh no, it's coming off. Oh no, crap. I was afraid of that. I have something. Gonna have to figure this out. Bummer. Yeah, okay. Well, I knew that felt too good. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go back and make sure that I've caught all the stitches. I'm not sure that I have. Well, that's a project for later. Anyway, I measured it the other day, and it's about 4 foot from this corner to this corner, and I want it to be about 5 foot, so it's a really good snuggly blanket. So I need to add, I don't know, it needs to go about 12 more inches on this thing before I start decreasing my stitches. So that is what we've got planned. I think that was just I just finished up a pattern row where you're doing a knit two together yarn overs and then coming back, so that's going to be challenging to fix. Well, darn. Oh well. No use getting too mad about it. I have some ideas of what I want to do to finish it off. I started with scraps down here. It's in DK. So I did the scraps, which is this fade, up to about here. And then one of the gals in our knit group last year for Christmas, she dyed this color of yarn, this red, and since it matched what was going on here so perfectly, I went ahead and added that. And then I rummaged through my my stash, and found this, which kind of talked very well about, you know, these colors down here. So that got added. And then I had visions of just going to black. So there's this one bright corner, and then all this is black. And about the best I could do is sort of this muted purple color with some little pops of other color. So I'm enjoying that very, very much. So there we go. That is, I think I even lost, yeah, I think I lost one of my stitch markers. Is down around here somewhere. Well, that is too bad. That is too bad. So there is that. I think I spent a whole Sunday just working on that because I felt like it and didn't want to do any cross stitch. I put together this cute little Lego Christmas house. I think it's Santa's house or something. And it hinges open, so there's a little bit of the house going on in there with the Santa. He's got his desk up here, you know, letters, and a little kitchen and a little couch, sofa, relaxation area. And then so it can open up and it looks like two storefronts. It's very cute. I had a lot of fun putting that together. Yep. Oh, You've got black silk in your hair. Can you not? Can you not? It would be nice if you could leave well enough alone. So that's kind of everything that's been going on here. Tomorrow morning is work's Christmas party. We're going over to Topgolf for breakfast and golf. And it seemed to be a crowd pleaser because even though there's a lot of us that aren't super sporty, it's an activity that's well balanced enough for enough people who are good at golf. They all get together and it's actually competition. And then the rest of us, we just kind of whack balls and hope for the best and have no idea what's going on. And they have fun games and things that you can play. So, you know, it's low stress, lots of fun. Good breakfast foods. No, you're gonna get your fur in the silk again, can you not? So, that's what's going on. The activity that takes everybody out of the house on a Tuesday night when records is going on holiday break for the rest of the December. So this is probably going to be it from me for December. I'll come back to you sometime in January. I think that's kind of all we've got. It is budgeting season at work. I'm trying to get people to start thinking of their numbers. We have remodeling projects going on. We're adding headcount. We're doing a lot of stuff. So it's trying to figure out how much money we would like. And then the real challenge is trying to figure out what our revenue is going to be. I think if the football team does well, it'll be even crazier as far as revenue goes. However, we don't get the full, my department doesn't get the full ticket price. Most of that goes to athletics and we just get a little tiny thing. But we're kind of limited on the number of seats in the stadium. And the seats in the stadium, the seats in the basketball arena, they don't change. And so once you get to the point where you're selling out every single game, our revenue doesn't change a lot. So anyway, just, you know, random information for you on ticketing at sporting events at the university I work for. Okay, is that everything? It is. It's going to be a busy December. I don't know that I'll get up to visit the folks at the Stitchery Express, maybe in January. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're not feeling too heavy this holiday season. I don't know. Somewhere in my past I decided that I really didn't care what society thought about what I do for the holiday, so I don't feel like I have to have the perfect holiday, coupled with we're just not party people, and so we don't have to do baskets and bows or anything. I mean, we're the family that if you want a cake for your birthday, you bake your own cake. Anyway, so I'm not feeling the pressure. Buy 1 or 2 gifts. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be to the whole family. We've got to the point where all of us are adults, so there's no reason to give adults anything more. I'm really confused by families who insist that you must buy a present for every single sibling, spouse, and nibblings. That's a lot of people to buy for. So take it easy. You don't have to do it all. Is that everything, little cat? You're making a mess. All right. I hope you guys are doing well. Don't stress out. 1 step forward, 1 step up. You got this. I have faith in you. Hugs and stitches, everyone. Bye.